Jordan?
Tom, I'm curious, and what are going to be the biggest NFL changes in special teams you think that are going to impact your guys?
I think the biggest changes last year is there was 2,800 kickoffs. In 2,000 more touchbacks. So there's 900 return, about 850. I think that number is going to go to 2,200 kickoffs and maybe 600 touchbacks, which is high in my opinion. I don't think anybody's going to give up the 35-yard line. Last year, the average drive start was the 30, and it ranged from the 31 down to about the 28.5. So it's going to be hard as coaches to say, hey, let's just give them the ball at the 35 when a year ago the drive start average was the 30. So I think that's the biggest thing that's going to change with that new touchback rule.
How much more creative does that make it be for you to come up with different kicks, different ways to get the ball down there to throw off the receivers?
Very creative. The thing is the more hang time you put on that ball, the better chance that returner has to get under it. We can't go naturally until the ball hits inside the 20, between 20 and the goal line. So if you can get what's called a head start ball. So if you're the 20, okay, and on the goal line, if we can get a ball on the ground at the 11 that I can't get to, we're going to get a head start on it. And so if I actually get it off the ground at the 5, till I get back to the 11, the hang time for us hasn't stopped yet. Because we're going, when that ball hit at the 11, till he gets back to the 11, we're not giving up any free yardage. So a lot of guys are doing that. That's why you're seeing everybody in the league work those line drives. We're trying to hit line drives.
This will also create a lot of opportunities for the return game. Coach both sides of that ball. How do you see that evolving?
I think that the biggest thing is for me, I look at it this way. The returner in this league now, especially if they're your kick returner and punt returner, they're the only player in the league that's guaranteed 130 touches before the season starts. It's never been like that. Right. Never. In 2003, I think was the last time, it was in the high 60s percentile in terms of returns. So if you're the kick returner, and let's say you only put one back there and there's 100 kickoffs, you get 100 touches. So that's 100 catches. You're the punt returner, and there's 80 punts, you're going to get 40 more. So there's 140 balls there that only that player gets. You look at it the other way, and our value for our core players has skyrocketed. Because now they're going to get 170 more meaningful plays a year minimum. You're going to get 10 more a game. 5 kickoff returns, 5 kickoff covers. Do the math, 10 times 17, 170. So,
are there guys raising their hand, Coach?
Oh, they're everybody. Everybody wants to be the returner. Everybody wants to cover kicks. Because production is where you make the money in this league.
Obviously, it was Amir handling that last year. Any guys early in the offseason standing out as potential candidates to be the return guy?
I'm going to be up front with all these guys. Every single guy that we put back there on punts, every single guy we put back there on kick returns, we're getting probably anywhere from 50 to 60, whatever the deal is for the day. If it's kicks, we're getting those during the field goal period. People can see us. We're shooting jugs during field goal period. Kickoff period, we get probably 25 to 30 reps. So punt periods are the same. So everybody's been doing a great job. And we're really trying to make it hard and catch the hardest balls rather than the easy, high hang balls.
What's the most important for you guys right now during this mandatory minicamp? Your evaluation, good habits forming, what are you going for?
The biggest thing is effort. We want to see effort. If you go fast, I can't teach fast. I can correct everything else. If you make a mistake with leverage, I'll correct it. But we want to see every single guy compete. You talk compete. Everything's about competition, and the person you're trying to compete with is yourself. You're striving for that excellence, and the bottom line is if you give effort, I'll fix what needs to be fixed. And I think, in tribute to all these guys in this league, I think all of you know this. What these guys can do, we can't teach. What they can't do, we can. And that's straight respect for the players on this team, and then the players we're going to play too. That's why we're trying to make it really hard on them.
There's a Montana connection with you and Tommy Millett. When it got to that point in the draft, how much are you kind of...
I got to be honest with you, I don't know Tommy before, so it was just more of a watching tape. Mm-hmm. So it's just being from the same state, and it's so small, and everybody says, "Oh, there's not many good players in Montana." There's players.
Right.
I'll just be upfront with you. So it really had nothing to do with that. We were just looking for the player, and when we evaluated the player, we felt like he had good special teams qualities. His rookie year, his freshman year is really good. He's really good with the ball in his hand. So that's how we evaluated him. But I don't really know Tommy. We're not from the same hometown, and I'm much older.
What other rookies have stood out to you so far?
All the rookies. We got some really good players. So these guys are working hard. We got good length. You see a lot of length. You see a lot of speed, and that's the big thing is the kickoff now with the kick return. When we're only 5 yards apart, you can't have the little guys. You struggle because it's a fourth down play now. It's not a 2nd and 18 play that it used to be. They've cut 30 yards out of this thing. So it's grown strength, you know. So we need that. But we're big, we're fast, and all those guys are playing very, very well. And they're detailed, you know. So they're pros.
What's the biggest thing you have to, tell Tommy while he's going through this transition of trying to, figure out a new position and do this? What's the biggest thing you're trying to teach him right now?
Speed. Just play fast. Let me fix. Just go. You know, everything, all these guys, it's new for everybody. It's not just Tommy, just to be upfront with you. Most of these guys are the stars on their teams. They've never played special teams. So everything I say to them is brand new. The kickoff rule, completely different play than what they see in college. The punt play is Mars and Jupiter. You know, they can release when the ball snapped, we can. So you see everybody kicking back, can't go till it. So it's all brand new to them. Coach, I've never had to block. I just got to ball snapped, I got to go. Not now, just the 2 outside guys. So it's new for everybody, not just Tommy. You know, play fast. Let me fix.
Sorry, conversely, Darian Porter was the guy that was literally a star on special teams at Iowa State. What made him so good in that phase?
Practice, you know, and I'll be honest with you, experience, 999 reps of special teams. I'd never ever have seen that many in my career personally. So when you've played 6 years, you know, in college, and you have that many reps, it's practice, and you know he plays fast now. He's a big player that plays really, really fast. He's detailed, and he's got a lot of we can't teach what he can do.
When you're looking at guys auditioning to be a return man, in the way the kickoff's going to go, how much is it about being able to feel the bounce, feel tricky angles, that sort of thing, as opposed to just the guy that can get a feel the best?
I would say 100%. You know, and when I say 100%, it's not can you field it, it's we have to provide that many practice reps. There's no one that's ever done this. So we're trying to make it as hard as we can, and we're fielding balls now that we couldn't touch 5 weeks ago. You know, we got guys that got here as rookies, and they couldn't get to a ball at the 7 that was 2-9 hang time, and now they're standing underneath it, having a cup of coffee, talking to their folks, and, you know, doing a great job with it. So it's practice. Practice is everything.
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thanks.